It's your boy King Ed the Great coming at y'all with another video. So, in the midst of us being in quarantine, I wanted to go ahead and follow up on my wrestling. I haven't really been interested in catching anything wrestling related since this whole coronavirus ordeal, since WrestleMania, because there's nothing really interesting about watching empty arena matches at all. So, I went ahead on the network and I started looking at some of the classics. And for this video here, I want to talk about Taz, the human suplex machine. For those who don't know who Taz is, look on the WWE Network on the ECW archives from 1995 up to 1999. Taz as a character was ahead of his time. He brought the MMA effect to professional wrestling alongside Kim Shamrock in the late 90s. This is before Brock Lesnar came. And see, Taz's whole attitude, you would think this is the baddest MF walking on the planet. See, the gift that Paul E. Dangerously, or Paul Heyman as you may call him, he has the gift of using people's shortcomings and making them their assets. Taz was short. He was like 5'8", 5'9". But if you really looked at him, how he carried himself, how he moved, you would think this is the baddest man walking if you look at some of those promos. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you. He came out there with the towel over his head. He had Bill Alfonso as his manager with the referee whistle. He had the bad music. You knew somebody was going to get their ass whipped when Taz pulled up. And Taz he was strong. He was dumping people over their heads twice his size. Then he had the Katahai Jame, which was his finisher. The chokeout move. Man, Taz was like one of the biggest stars of ECW. And everybody may look back and be like, man, Taz made a mistake leaving ECW. I look at it like, if you look at what ECW really was, it was chaos. So Taz had to do what he had to do for his family. He had to work in an environment where it was safer for him. And plus, he said himself that he missed the challenges. Because if you look at 1999, a lot of the wrestlers that was there in ECW, they were gone. A lot of people that would have gave him great programs were gone. So he was basically the champ, but he didn't really have no challenges. So he took the deal in 1999 along with the Dudleys and went to the WWF. But here's where I saw that it was going to be over for Taz. The debut he made with Kurt Angle was phenomenal. Everybody knew who he was. He had a pop at Madison Square Garden. For a guy to come out there from a bingo hall to get a pop at the Garden was huge. So that played an effect on where they was going to go from here, because they looked at it like, damn, he's coming from a bingo hall to the Madison Square Garden, the home of the WWF, and he's out popping our guys. We got to find a way to cool his momentum off. That was number one. But number two was this match here with Triple H. Look at the size difference. Taz looked like a munchkin in compared to these guys. Because see, the WWF was the land of the giants. Taz was like 5'8", 5'9". Triple H was 6'2". Stone Cold was 6'1". The Rock was 6'4". Big Show, Undertaker, Kane. They weren't going to sit there and have Taz dumping these guys on their heads like that. So the size factor, it looked like he was the big fish in the small pond. Then he came to the WWF, he was the little fish in the big pond. So after that, if you look at the timeline, it was downhill from there. Because the audience perception was, dang, this was the best ECW had, this munchkin, and compared to the mighty Triple H, that's how the WWF booked it. And the way they booked that match, it looked like he couldn't even hang with Triple H. He needed Tommy Dreamer. And then you look at the timeline from there. So Taz just said, F it, I'm just going to go ahead, cash out, and just do commentary and ride the contract out. So that's basically what happened, man. It's like he had two things against him, which was his size and the fact that his debut exceeded all expectations, especially in Madison Square Garden, the home of the WWF. And I could tell a lot of the boys in the back probably didn't like that. So, this is King Eric the Great signing out. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Subscribe and hit that like button. Holla at your boy.